G'day and welcome back to Stitch Up and a brand new playthrough of a game that we've been playing recently on the channel, Shapez IO or Shapez.io. So a few things. Firstly, the wires update is here. We're going to be starting again. Now that we know a little bit about the game, we're going to be starting again and playing slightly differently, and I'll go through that as we go through. Yeah, so we'll have a look at a few different things, including the settings and how we like to set the game up. In fact, we'll be playing on light mode, not dark mode. And I'm going to put the sound volume at 60's good, but I'm going to go to 25 for these guys. No, I'm going to go 25 and then bring this down to 50. So let's see how that all comes along. That should be quite nice. So I'm going to jump into the game. Why don't you enjoy the Stitch Up intro, and I'll see you in just a sec. Okay, so welcome back. Here we go. So we're going to be kicking off. As we said, it'll be on light mode. And just before we do kick off, so we had the brand new update. So Tobias Springer is the creator, the sole creator of this game. And we had the brand new update, which is quite a big update called the Wires update. And I think around level 20 we'll get into the Wires. So maybe sort of, I don't know, 12 or so episodes in, we'll probably get to the Wires. Maybe a bit earlier. Let's see how we go. But we're going to play slightly differently. I want to stay away from the hub as much as I can, and I'll talk to you about that in just a moment. But just before we kick off, I'd like to give a little shout out to a YouTube user who put a comment on my video, one of my other shapes, my first series of shapes, and that is the Does It or Not Gamer. So thank you for bringing to my attention that yeah, there was an update, because I didn't realize there was an update to the game, and this is one that I really was hoping that the updates would happen and come thick and fast, or at least be a bit constant, and that's quite good. And this is a really good update. In addition to that, there's a huge, so that big shout out again to Does It or Not Gamer. I wrote that down there, so I had to just check that. But I guess what I did want to check, or did want to discuss with you as well, is one of the big quality of life improvements is, and we can just talk here. This is almost like it's on pause because nothing's happening. Big quality of life seems to be that when you upgrade, instead of going to double the speed, so 1 to 2, and I think then 2 to 4, and then 4 to 8 in that pattern. Now it's 1 to 1.5, then 1.5 to 2, and then maybe it goes up in different increments after that. So I like that. It means the belts don't rush around. And as well, I think there's been optimization improvements. I mean, I have a fairly good gaming computer, good graphics card, lots of processors, and yeah, a good CPU, and brand new system as well. And the other playthrough was running a bit rubbish by about level 12, and it seems to be optimized. So we'll keep a nice little eye on that, because that is a detractor for people who want to just not have that. I guess it's a bit unfair, isn't it? It's not the fairest thing ever. Oh, Tobias has been amazing, to tell you that he's, this has just been a spectac. This is a really cool game for something that's made by one person. So we're just going to do a couple of things here. We are going to connect these guys in and see if we can just do this here. We're using the shift key here, and what we're doing is we're getting those circles into the hub nice and quick. So what I am going to do though is I do want to keep away from these inner parts. So we've got these 4 kind of bands that sit around the hub, and I will use the squares at some point, but then I want to get away and have that all completely separate to it, because I want the hub to stay nice and free from obstruction. So and that might be that we really go away and do some creating over here, but it might also mean that instead here we actually, when we want to start cutting things, we chip them down a little bit and head them away rather than towards the hub. So in the meantime, we've got 3 and 3 of those guys. What I'd like to do now is keep the 3 and 3. Actually, let's do 3 and 2. So 5, and what I'll do is I'd like to start these next ones slightly different. So let's do this, and this, right? And the next thing we want is the left-hand sides of circles. So we want to go here, here, and here. Yeah, and this will be a case that these guys are going to be like this, and we need to bin. In that case, we want to bin these guys here. We can't combine any belts at the moment, but what we can do is just go like this. Yep. and we can do that, and we'll be able to combine these up a little bit later. Let's get rid of those, and so that's the left hand sides of those guys, and they need 40. We have an upgrade already though, so let's keep moving through the early stages of this game. I'm in no way qualified to give a tutorial. So yeah, let's just go with this. 223 out of 30, so we can upgrade that one. We now want the bottom half of the circles and the left half of the circles, but we don't have rotators now, so we can't really do anything about it. So, however, level 2 is now there, so we do need to get squares in now. So let's do the squares, and we want to see these guys on the board, and I wouldn't mind seeing them and them as well, please. We know squares and circles are always going to be there. So, early game, I am going to use this up here. In fact, let me get myself 1, 2, 3, 4, and then also here, 5 and 6. Because I want to do this, and I'm using that shift key again, and we'll do this, and then when we get the balances we'll start to do something slightly different, but then we will absolutely be doing something very different once we get in these rectangles. In the meantime, a nice early game. We do need 5 of the plain grey stars, uncolored stars, so let's have a look outside the box a bit. We always know that they're here. Since the games have always generated these maps, we've always seen a patch of them about here. I'm going to do something different here. I'm going to go and have a look. Oh, here we go, the balances, lovely. There's one, there's a patch over here. There's usually a patch, yeah, there's one there and one there. I might take this one actually. Yeah, let's do this. Now I know this is unconventional, but that's fine. I think it's, so what I'll do, I'm going to get myself 1, 2, 3 and 4 of those guys. And then I'm going to use my balances immediately and go here, here and here and just have a full belt, please. And then I'm going to bring this belt in. Yep, I'm going to try and bring this belt, and I'm going to use my edge scrolling. If you watch Stitch Up, we hate edge scrolling in all games, but in this one we actually don't mind it. I'm going to do it to say, where is the hub? Where's the hub? Where's the hub? I'm going to do it to there. Is that dangerous? No, that is actually quite good. The hub is coming up, but that's going to be, these guys are really just going to take their time to get there, so that's fine. Let's go right down next to that patch just over there, and of course the hub must be closed. There it is. Okay, and let's do, well, I think what we could do is this, because I think those squares, in fact, let's do this. Yeah, and we can start to combine a few of these guys up as well. So we'll do that. We'll have these 4 doing the square thing. And we want these guys to be, let's have them going out to this one. Lovely. Alright, so that'll be good. What we'll do is we'll do this, and we're going to go 1, 2 and 3, and then I'm going to have this one here. 2 straight across to there. Okay, how's our star situation? Are they heading in? It will take a little bit of extra time. All we do is lose a bit of time, but what we do is we do gain a huge belt of resource there, and that's quite good. These guys are now splitting into a nice little 4. Once the belts speed up, we'll start to fill those up a bit, and I think that helps us pace nicely at the start. Okay, next major task is going to be getting the right hand sides of squares, and this is why I wanted to stay away, because I got my pure squares there, but now I want to start doing a little bit something different a little bit over here. So I think what we'll do is, yeah, we're going to actually, yeah, let's I tell you what, I'm going to do this, then I'm going to go like this, and do my 4 like that, and then I'm going to do here, here and here, right, and I'm really going to get away from this hub and head in the opposite direction to start with. Ooh, there we go. Right, brilliant. So here's my original line, and I'm going to do this. So my very first port of call here is going to be on the right hand side of the line, and it's going to be to cut, please, these guys. And that would give me those. Now, I don't have rotators just yet, do I? So I need to get rid, if I can, I want to keep these ones on the right hand side, and I want to get rid of the other ones at the top. Okay, and then what I want to do is, that means I then want to go like this, and here's my line of products. So we should be able to repeat this a little bit and get these guys doing this, and that way we've got a nice production line heading away from the hub. when we've done what we want, we'll bring it back down to the hub there. So that's all pretty good. Okay, let's do a little bit of repetition here because we will need extra for these guys as well. But I will want to bring in the product line as soon as I can. So let's do it to there, and then we'll head down and divert straight to the hub, please. Yep, there'll be good. Lovely. Okay, let's get ourselves a bit of extra here. If I do this, I don't think that makes a difference. I think I can squash those guys in nicely like that. And I think I can, yeah. Let me see. So that should be producing 2 and then 2. It is, yeah. So we've got a gap of 2 in here, don't we? Yeah, so let's do this again. 1 and then 2. And then we'll do another 2 here. So here and here, with you guys going here and here. And then you guys please going here and here. And so we should be getting 4 pieces now. Everything should be successfully moving through. And the part I want to look at is this bit moving in behind here. That's the little thing telling me it's all moving. Lovely. I see that things like switches have been added in. Oh, by the way, there's a nice new color scheme. I don't know if it's the fact that we've gone from dark to light, but we've got switches added in the wires update. We've got lots of little, just lots of little things. Actually, lots of things that I don't understand. I watched some videos yesterday on this on YouTube, and there's some smart cookies out there. Stitch Up isn't actually one of them, but you know, I get by. Here we go. Yeah, not super smart. Here we go, top right hand corner. So I want to make sure that one's pinned in as well. So we've got everything there. The rotator. So I think we now have all the basic tools to really kick off. My target here is to get to a painted item as well before the end of the episode. So I have a little goal there. Let's reshuffle this a little bit and make it quite nice. What I'm going to do is I'm going to just decommission this entire section, please, because I want to do that slightly differently. I want to deal with all those guys. And in fact, these guys here are the circles, so let's decommission them as well, and we'll do that slightly different as well. Okay, so with the circles I want to stay away from the hub, so let's go here, and then what we're going to do is go here, please, 1, 2 and 3, and bring you around, and then I should be able to go straight in there. So that's my circles going straight in. Similarly, what I want to do is produce these guys. So what we'll do, we'll just do it nice like this, so we can leave room for expansion, and we'll do this. All right. And I'm going to do this. Where is it? Yeah. Okay, let's do this and turn this way. Okay, cool. Now, here's going to be the original line of circles, and we're going to take products off this, and we're going to bleed off. This is primarily the way that I'm going to be playing this. And we're just going to always have I guess not always, but the way we'll do it is we'll have an original line of products, and then we'll bleed off one before doing what we want to do to it. I guess I get this is following the lead of KOS. She seems to do this brilliantly. Let's have a look here. So if we do that and that, now I need the top halves and the bottom halves. Right, and I don't have undergroundies just yet. So what I'm going to do, I do need the top half and the bottom half, is let me see if I could do, for now, let's combine them, and then let's bring them down here and put them onto an output, and that should be top half and bottom half, but they need a bit of spinning. Okay, so we are gonna have to do things slightly differently. In fact, if I spin everyone one way for now, what I might do is actually even better. Yeah, let's do this. And I don't ever need that for the first one, but I always like to have it there so I don't confuse myself. So there, if I do it like that, I've got a full band of top half and bottom half, and for now that serves purpose. It won't for very much longer, but early it will, so that's good. Okay, cool. I'm gonna try and get you all the way up to there, and I will, yeah, that's good. So top half, bottom half, it's not too bad. I think I'll just let that go. The goal is 170. No, I think we can double that. We could easily double that up, couldn't we? Yeah, I think we could. Okay, get rid of you, please. This is not going to be super tidy, but we are going to do this like this. Let's do this. and bring them together, rotate everyone coming out, and then put them onto here. Oh, good, we could fit it. And it's there. So hopefully now we've got a full belt. I don't know how this is all going to work through, but hopefully we've just got a lovely full belt of top half and bottom half, and that just goes in. There would be a more efficient way of doing it, but I don't think in the early game we really need to worry too much about it. That's not super full belt as well. Let's just make sure everyone's moving. They are. Yep, they're moving through both of them. So that'll be all right just to let us go on. This one's about to, in fact, it's past that goal, and in fact, we've got an upgrade. We don't have colouring, but one of the first things we will colour at some stage is going to be this here. What I'd like to do, I don't have undergroundies yet, so I wonder if I might do something slightly different. Let me take an upgrade first. And I like to keep the upgrades moving at the same time. So I do want non-coloured ones of those guys. Yep. So you can be there. That's good. And that's already being put into the hub, isn't it? Yep, there it is there with these lovely, where is it? This lovely system over here. This is the thing with shapes. I think you've got to keep your, if you're doing a YouTube series on it, I think you've got to keep that going because you do forget what you're up to and what you've done, and also just to keep it kind of fresh in your mind. We'll be using labels quite a bit as well. I'm going to actually do something here. I'm going to bleed. So I'm bleeding half off that side and half off this side. Now that's just that's a pure balancer in that form, because all it's doing there, and we'll leave a little line here, but all it's really doing is balancing to both sides. So it's kind of nice. I like that. Okay, let's take another one off here. Let's take you off there. Keep a little symmetry going, and we want to look at this one here. So the very first thing we would do is we would, I believe, cut, and that'll be a vertical cut. Yep, and then from there on in, we then need to, please, it'll be like this. So I think we didn't need to do that. We could put the, whoa, let's put the rotate, oh, hang on. Okay, so we've got undergroundy belts now, so that's fine. We'll look at using those shortly. But what we will have here is a rotator, and we want to spin this guy because we want to cut it again. So let's cut him here. We'll just keep a bit of room here. In fact, I think we can get these guys like this. So we want to go basically rotate, rotate, and then what would happen is it'd be there and there. So now we would like it to go, leave a gap, and it'll be down, down, down. So would it be, if I do there and there, can I then do this? Yes, I can. Okay, so you would then cut and cut, and now we've got 1, 2, 3, and 4, and I'm then going to just go, here we go. So you would need to go rotate once. You don't need any. You need 1, 2, 3, and you need, did I confuse myself? Okay, let's see who's getting that. Oh, I went too far. Right, you need 2, and you need 1, 2, 3 down here. Right, so would that work? Let's try this again. Let's do this, and let's do this. Let's do this, and let's do this. Yeah, that's everyone. Lovely. So then we can grab ourselves 1, 2, and 3. Brings it into one line, and let's see if we need to do that again. Let's do this. Oh, hang on. Let's just get him coming up so he follows us up and into there. Lovely. Cool. So that's the right-hand corners of those guys. So I think that's pretty good. These are good. These are good. We're happy with them. Everything else is cruising in nicely. We seem to be making all our goals quite well. Our goal here is to get 270 of those, and I really want that to happen pretty quickly. I could create a second line of this. Do I want to? Yeah, I think I do, because I do think we need this quite a bit of the game, so I don't think we'll even decommission it. So let's get this going, and we'll buy ourselves a little bit of room here. So heading into the east direction, let's do it like this. So if I go like this, let's just do that. Yep. Okay, so we're going to put the very first one here, and then it's going to be a simple copy of it. So that one, then it's going to be all these head in the same direction. So 1, 2, gap of 2, then 1, gap of 1, then 1, 2, and 1, 2, and 3. And let's see about that one. Yeah, it is. It's these guys I need. Yep. It's the cutters. Okay, so we go 1 and we go 2, and then we do a stretch across, a curve down, and for you it'd be 1, 2, then it'd be 1, 2, 3, and a single one there. Then I believe we're right to combine, combine, and combine. And hopefully, I think what we need to do here is just bring him in a bit. That's a full line there, so what I will do is I'll head up like this and have a secondary full line. That'll be 2 of them coming in, so that's interesting. Early game, we can afford 2 of those in. And at 21 minutes, we've got ourselves a painter. Now, painters are where I get myself confused, especially early game. So I'm going to paint in a certain way. I think the thing we need to paint at the moment, let's just have a look at everything before we do. One quick change though, when we moved into another level, something's become superfluous there. Oh, we got an upgrade. Okay, and you got to watch it, because when you do that, these guys are good, but we now only need the bottom halves of circles. And over here, it's bottom half of circles, but we're providing both the bottom and the top half of circles. So I'm going to get rid of the second array, and I'm going to leave it like this. And we just want the bottom halves of circles. So let's redo this, okay? We want to just do this first. So we would do this, and we want to make sure that these guys are, yep, bottom halves of circles. So I think you now need to be on 3 rotations. So it would be 1, 2, 3, and 1. Then I would bring you together, and then I would bring you down to this line. Yep, so it's bottom halves of circles, and then you would go out. Now, what I want to do though is I want to put a second array in there. Let me just get myself my upgrade here as well. Yep, that's fine. Nothing has changed with these guys, but I only need the bottom halves of circles there, so that's all pretty good. Right, I just want to create the second one there, so I've got to basically get myself a bit of room here, and I think I've actually got a bit of room. I think what I'll do is I'll do this, then I'll do this, and then I actually think, oh, hang on, I think I've actually got it all. What have we got? What's happened here? No, I think it's good. I was just trying to be a bit clever, and I ended up making a prat of myself. If we do that, yep, there's the level of siziness that we need. Here we go. So I want 2 of these. That is really awful, that whole thing. We'll fix this. Yep, okay, cool. I'm just going to do this to there, and then this guy to here. Really ugly solution, but it does the job for the moment and keeps things moving. And then we want to go 1, hang on, we want to go 1, 2, and 3, and 1, and here, and then I believe we want to go, this is untidy, I see that, actually, I see that right away. You're good, and then that means double these guys are now, let's keep tucking them right in, but that means the bottom half in a full line, so just the bottom halves, and that reinvents that a little bit. So again, this is not amazing. We will come and tidy this one up, but it is always checking to see when we pass a level. There's another level there, but when we pass a level, we actually go back and check, do we still need all the items? That's one of your big clues. I think if you are a new player, that's one thing I can offer, is that bit of advice. And in fact, I believe now with all the speed of everything, we might be able to combine these 2 together. So I might just see if there's not really any reason to though. Upgrade this guy, and it's these 3 new shapes. But this is cyan, this is purple, and this is green, which we have access to, but we want blue ones of these. So we're looking at now blue, simply blue rectangles. And I'm just looking to see there, guys, because it's interesting. This is full, but then we get these guys over here doing that. And I think the way that's going to happen is we're going to have to look at upgrades of how the extraction is coming out and really line things up quite nicely. But it is important to keep the upgrades moving all together. So we will now do a blue right hand sides of squares. So we got quite a few of them there. I do need to keep supplying the pure one. So I'm just gonna, what I'm gonna do is I'm going to bleed off this guy here, and we'll do that, but then we'll up this guy as well, so that's fine. Yeah, I'm gonna bleed it here, and I think, yep, so there's gonna be our secondary line, that's it. And I think I need to now get myself some blue. So let's do here. Yep. Okay, we'll do it the same way. Nothing change. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Let's do 5, and then we can be a little special with the way we do these. So we'll go 1, 2, 3, and 4 like that. And we want that. These guys are all pumping out beautifully, and then this guy will be doing this. Now, so you're going to be doing this, and at some point you're going to be going, ooh, yeah, there you go. Okay, so we have blue dye and we have the product. So what I want to do now is grab my painter, and I want this to go from that side to that side, and I want the paint to go, in fact that's the exact orientation I think I want this to go. So let's keep him nice and tucked up the top. Yeah, let's do that. So we'll do him about here. Okay, so let's do this. Now, this guy's going to insert directly into here, and this guy's going to go into here. So I know that this is going to insert into there in a second, and he's going to go to here in a sec, but not now. So that'll be good. Okay, this will curve up. Then the output is going to do this. So this guy's going to be on this level, and the output's going to be there, and that's going to be my output line. Okay, I then use my undergroundies, and this is how I do it. I do a bit here, and the only other thing I need to do is that. Yep, that from right to left. Okay, let's give the thing in. Okay, so we put in the product, we put in the paints, and now we're waiting for our lovely shapes just to come up, and there they are. So that's going to be it there, and we get one in, and then the next one comes out. So that's all good. Let's get you straight into the hub, please. That's quite nice. And we have our first painted shape. And of course, we can now reproduce this, you know, without blueprints, but still we can reproduce it. And the way I do this now is I go here, gap of 4, then I go here, and I do it like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then I go there, there, and there. And then for my last one, I'll do that. And we'll leave it like that, and I'll show you how that works out in just a sec. So these guys are tucked right in here, which is quite nice. Might as well put the curve bits in straight away, and there'll always be one bit here, but we won't worry about that just yet. At the bottom, we're getting the paint supply all the way in, and I like to tuck it over a tiny bit so I can remember that I've got extra coming out and I can expand at that side. That's how I remember these little things. These are the little tuck-ins on the bottom. Must make sure I put in 1, 1, and 1. And of course, my underground is heading from right to left, east to west, coming in here to here, and then I'm going to just give myself 1 and 1 extra, so I remember product and paint is still there and I can expand. So that's how I do that one. And now we've got 21, 22 of these guys. The blue rectangles are now coming in beautifully, so that's all quite good. I could put these guys together, I believe, but I think you'd lose a tiny bit with there. So I think that's all pretty good. We do have good supply. I think the best thing we could do now, the best thing we could do is just expand on this. So this will be it for the first episode. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's get ourselves 2 more of those. So let's just grab 2 more. So gap of 2, so it'll be 1. And gap of 2, 2, and then it'll be here, and then it'll be here. Yep. Cool. Okay, let's go 1 there, 1 there. I think that's right, is it? I think it is. Yep. It is. Let's just see. We'll then see if everyone's running here, and of course my little wind out there. And I think that's going to depend on supply of squares. We've got to make sure the squares get to the very end, and they seem to be. So what we're getting here is a pure line, but then we're getting a little gap. So I think if we can just get ourselves an extra 5th row of squares, then we might be good. As we upgrade the extraction platform, it will start to pay out on all those fronts as well. So let's see how that goes. Ooh, here we go. Here, here, and then here. So that's that one, and then that should be good. Now, let's see, we should be getting a nice amount of squares there, but we've also got to remember that no matter how many squares we pump into this full line, we still need to make sure we get final products up to this one here, and it goes through, and then this one here. So you'll see this one skips. So we are getting enough in there, and that is pretty good. So we probably over time see this one disappear. We won't see that gap, but somewhere along the line there's a slip through, and that's fine. There it is there. So you can still see it's not optimized perfectly, but that's how we can tell. Brilliant. I think that's been a really good one for the very first episode. This is Shapez IO. We have a nice little start going on here. I like playing in light mode too. I think it's really cool. You get to see a bit more about the artwork. Excuse me. Yeah, don't forget to check out Does It or Not Gamer as well. And thank you for your comment on my previous series and alerting me to the amazing changes in this fantastic game. If you are new to Stitch Up, please subscribe. Check out my other series. We play Planet Coaster, Factorio, SimCity, City Skylines, and all these other games. A Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020 with my lovely computer. So yeah, that's the one that's coming up actually. Planet Zoo. All these sort of things. There's lots happening in the future on all those on Stitch Up. So please subscribe if you can. And don't forget, your comments are always read and important. And I'll see you in the very next episode of Shapez IO. Cheers.